Hey everybody, Steve here at Autohitch.com, and today we're going to be talking about no-haggle dealerships, no-haggle car buying, no-haggle prices. Essentially, one-price stores where you go to the car dealership and they say, hey, this is our best price. We've done our research for you, and this is what we're going to sell the car to you for. It doesn't matter if there's any other car dealership that has a lower price. We're not going to match it. We think this is the best price we can do, or the most fair price. Yada yada yada, however they market it, however they advertise it. Now this actually came to me just recently from one of our readers over at the blog. It was actually someone who was looking for a vehicle history report, and we will provide those to you for free in case you haven't checked that out. If you need it, if you're in the market for a used vehicle, just go to our blog. We have a free vehicle history report. You just basically send me your VIN number, leave us a review on Google, and I'll send you the information. I'll actually dissect it for you. So if there's any information there you don't understand, I'll go over it with you guys. And so far it's been really helpful, and we're really glad to do that for you and help everybody out. But anyway, moving on to the no-haggle pricing. So I just made some notes here real quick, so we might jump around a little bit. It's not a highly structured video, but I think we're going to be able to present in this video everything you guys are going to need to know to decide whether this sort of car buying experience is best for you, or if maybe it's something you want to avoid. Maybe you were excited about the idea of it, now you kind of realize what it's all about. That's what we're here to do, not kind of make the decision for you, but really inform you. So to start off with the good, and I don't want to say everything, I don't think anything's all bad, even if you happen to see a review we did for TrueCar. As much as I don't necessarily think it's the best thing for everyone, it does help some people. So the good with no-haggle car buying, no-haggle dealerships, is that one price is out the door pricing generally. So if you want to go to a car dealership that's even a negotiation type car dealership, and this is what we do with our car buying program, this is what I advise people to do just when I'm helping somebody out personally, is I say, listen, you want to contact the dealer and ask for an out the door price. So that gets by all the dealer fees and all that hidden stuff that they like to whip out on you after you're already there, after you're already emotionally bonded with the car and driven it and everything. And then there's all of a sudden, now I got this fee and that fee. The thing that everyone really hates, the thing that you can't stand. So that's the one good thing about it, is it's out the door pricing. They're not going to add in a bunch of stuff generally, almost all the time. Listen, car dealerships, it's a business. You're going to find one that doesn't do that, but generally you can trust it as out the door pricing. So that's one good factor. Now, excuse me. Now, some top takeaways I want to get out here, just some key points I want to hit, is first of all, you have new cars versus used cars, okay? And there's one pricing for both. Completely different animals. When it comes to new car, listen, it's identical across the board. If you have the same model, you have the same features, same trim level, same everything, you know that a different price in a different car is simply just that. It's a different price in a different vehicle. You know which one's a better deal, you know which one isn't, especially when it comes to these one-price dealerships. Okay, if you have two one-price dealerships and one price is lower, it is what it is. It's a better deal at that other dealership. The problem with used cars is no two are the same. No two transactions in automotive are the same in general, but no two used vehicles are going to be the same. The mileage is going to be different. One might have had a smoker, the person might have been a smoker. They might have had a dog. You might have just a little, hint of some smell or something. The other one smells great and clean and fresh, and they really took care of it. There's all sorts of factors we can't even get into, little dents, scratches, whatever, that can determine whether the value or the price of a car is really the better deal. Because it's not always, well, this price is lower. Yeah, but there's something that might be that some factor you're really not even noticing about that car that makes it a better value. And a good dealer, a good salesperson will help you understand that rather than just trying to sell you the vehicle. I know I did when I was selling vehicles. If there was something that was legitimately better about mine than something that someone else was looking at, I would try to point that out for them. And kind of like I do now still, just, hey, but this is good about that other vehicle. You can tell when someone's being fair with you, but just remember that when it comes to used car, don't simply look at the price, especially when it comes to these no-haggle dealerships. Think about warranty. Think about certified pre-owned. Okay, think about every single factor and really try to make that determination which deal. You got to get that price concept out of your mind, like you're fighting and hunting for the best price. What's the best deal? That's what you need to focus on, okay? Negotiation car dealerships or no haggle. Another thing to understand here, even if you're no haggling on the price, guess what? You're still being sold those add-on products. You're still being sold the window tinting and the window etching and all the paint protection and all that other stuff that's just really big dealer profit stuff, right? I'm going to charge you $400 for the tint, even though it costs our dealership $50 to install, labor and parts. Heck, maybe even less. So you're still buying and being sold those things. And as I say in my blog, as we write in the blog and on the videos, you really have to remember that's where the dealership's profit is today. So, you know, when it comes to these no haggle car dealerships, you think, wow, they finally came around to just giving me their best price. You know, we've been fighting for this since, you know, the Model T in the 1920s or 30s. No, they're doing it because that's not where their profit is anymore. It's not so much on that front end margin. They're making it on financing bonuses and volume bonuses with the manufacturer if they're new cars, okay? They're making it on adding insurance, on adding a couple points to the, not insurance, on adding a couple points to your financing. That's where the money's made at the dealership. And when you go to no haggle, yeah, great. Maybe they give you a really good price up front, but guess what? They're still selling you all that other stuff, and that's where you need to look out. And the big secret is that these no haggle car dealerships, what they have determined, and this is why it's increasing in its popularity among car dealers, is that if you're comfortable with the price, you let your guard down with financing. You let your guard down with the products that you buy after the fact because you think you've already purchased a vehicle and you haven't even begun to purchase a vehicle, at least the way the process is set up today. So that's the big secret. Understand that you still have all that other stuff and you need to research it. Now, what I have seen is that a lot of dealerships, the one price dealerships, actually one price out those products as well. A lot of times at a dealership, you can actually negotiate your extended warranties and your add-on products and say, hey, I'll take that, but you know what, I'm not going to pay full price for that. Or, yeah, I know you put tint on the car, but I'm not paying you a dime for it. And you can actually get it thrown in because the dealership wants to sell the car. There's a lot of these one price dealerships that say, we're not doing that. Yes, your credit's different, right? Someone with an 800 score isn't going to get the same offerings as someone with a 650 credit score. But what they do is they try and tier that into these brackets where you have certain range, you're going to get the same price for this insurance and this extended warranty and all this other stuff. So that's kind of good, but at the same time, just remember you can't negotiate those things down either, and you need to know if those are fair prices. Because yeah, maybe the price on the car is fair, but if they're pumping up and jacking up all the prices on that other stuff, and you're really not getting a good deal. Remember, like I said, don't focus on the price, focus on the deal. Sorry about that. That would be the phone going off. Like I said, unrehearsed. So focus on the deal, not the price. And if all those other products and everything they're doing on the back end, remember, which is where they make their profit, if everything they're doing on the back end is really ripping you off, let's just put it out there, is really ripping you off, you don't want to be there. That's not a good deal. So just remember that, okay, about those add-on products and everything. Now, the other thing that kind of makes you comfortable is a lot of these no haggle dealerships, they give you one person, and it's very comfortable. Again, remember, one person to deal with, and that works with you through the process. And remember, again, this is about making you comfortable, making you think you've purchased a vehicle, building trust with someone so that when they're adding in all these things on the end, you're, oh yeah, sure, you know, Jorge, or sure, Jason, or sure, Stephanie, you know, I've been working with just you this whole time, and I trust that you would help me through and complete this entire process. So that's another thing. But just overall, you might be getting the theme at this point between no haggle pricing, between structured add-on products, between dealing with one person. It's about creating that comfort and that trust that may be real, and it just may be artificial. It just may be that trying to get you in that frame of mind to be looser with your wallet, looser with your purse, your pocketbook, your checkbook, your credit, whatever. So just remember that stuff. I'm just going over some notes here. Okay, so let's get into the concept of no haggle dealerships, okay? The no haggle pricing. And because I want you to understand if you're skeptical about the way it works, right, or why the dealers doing this. It seems like a good deal. I'm still not convinced, even based on what you're telling me, Steve, that this is really a bad thing. Try to figure this out. Okay, first of all, let's just pull back. This is a great thing to do with businesses or marketplaces where there's a lot of marketing, right? Sometimes you just have to pull back and just look at it from this higher level, or you'll get mired in what they want you to get mired in. So I want you to think about this for a second. If you had just gone to me and, a while back, and you said, hey, listen, I want to purchase a vehicle. Yeah, sure, go ahead and find a few. And you found a few, came to me, had the prices on them. You said, hey, what do you think we can get off these prices? And I said, well, we're not. You're going to pay what the dealer's asking. What would you have said to me, right? What would you have thought of me? I said, that doesn't make any sense. I want to try and get some money off here. Well, when you go to a no-haggle dealership, you're essentially buying a car at the price the dealer set. Normally, you wouldn't trust that, would you? Normally, you would say, oh, obviously the price the dealer said, that's too high. I'm not going to do that. So, you could tell already if this kind of thing is appealing to you, that the marketing is having its effect on you. The advertising, the way that they're structuring this is already having its effect on you, because now you're sitting here kind of saying, oh yeah, whatever the dealer says I'm going to pay is what I'm happy paying that. You never would have thought that way before. So just remember that. Every time you kind of get confused, just pull back and look at things from that higher level. Okay, another thing to understand, if you do some research on this from the industry side, so if you go to websites like Automotive News or anything like that, where dealers kind of talk amongst each other and writers are writing for the benefit of dealers to educate themselves, what you are going to see a lot of are articles about how dealerships' profits are up, net profits, okay? And digging a little bit deeper, it's not always just about volume, because sometimes, yeah, sure, a no-haggle dealership, they're selling more vehicles, and that's fine. Of course, those profits are going to be up, and it doesn't necessarily mean that they're getting any more amount of money from each individual customer. They're just selling more cars. That's obviously going to equate to more profit. But what I'm seeing a lot of when I do the research is that dealers are actually making more money off each sale. Okay, so you're going into this thinking, wow, no haggle is good. Sounds like I'm not going to get ripped off, like I'm not going to pay more than I want to, more than I'm comfortable paying, yada, 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 whatever the phrase or lingo that's kind of rattling around in your head. But you might actually end up paying more. And that's, again, what it's supposed to do, right, about that comfort. So dealerships' profits per vehicle sold are going up, and this is largely attributable to, again, those add-on products at the end, because people are so much more comfortable. They're buying an insurance product or some warranty or something that they normally wouldn't have done because they would have been so skeptical they wouldn't have purchased it. Now they're purchasing those things, and that's where that increased profit is coming up. So just think about that again, pulling back from that higher level and looking at it. Wait a second, if the dealers are making more money per sale, how is this a better deal for me, the consumer? Another thing, and I'm sorry again, just reading off the notes here, you could take a one price offer to another dealership that does negotiate and say, hey, listen, can you beat this? Now, of course, remember something. With used cars, different animal. You could take a vehicle to a car dealership that negotiates, and it's a different car. It might be better for one little itty bitty reason that you haven't even noticed, okay? And the dealer, of course, should point that out to you, but don't just assume that, hey, if I go to a dealership that negotiates, they're obviously going to beat it. I don't even have to get a written offer from CarMax, or I don't even have to get a written offer from set one price dealership. I can just pull the advertisement offline. That's basically the written offer, right? It's one price, and take that to a dealership that negotiates and get that beat. Believe me, you can. With new cars, you can absolutely do that. Just be careful, because if you're dealing with a dealership that does negotiate and you're using this method, you're taking that CarMax or the Auto Nation or one price dealership, whoever they are, and you're taking that to a dealership that can move things around to make deals happen. They can move things around against you too and say, yeah, sure, we'll beat that price. Remember, price, not deal. Yeah, we'll beat that price by $300, $500. And then they go somewhere else and they get that back from you. Okay, so if you're going to do that, it's not just super easy. It's a super easy way to get your price lowered, But you have to then be smarter on the other end to make sure that you save, that you keep that savings, that you retain that savings, okay? So that's just something you want to be careful about. But overall, use these prices, these no haggle. Another big secret here is for your strategy, use these prices as your TrueCar. You go to TrueCar and you got to enter all your information. They're going to tell you what the average prices are, right? Oh, this is what people are paying. Now, if you look at our review, what I went over pretty in depth was how really all they're showing you is what people are getting in their rebates. Okay, if someone goes and they qualify for a military discount and then this discount and they're also a teacher, okay, that number gets thrown in there as, well, this is the price they paid. Yeah, but if you're not a veteran and you're not a teacher, guess what? You're not going to pay that price. So they don't tell you that, and that's why a lot of people get upset. They go there and they pay more. But essentially, when you go to the one price dealerships, what do they always say in their marketing? We've done the research. We've looked at the market. This is the best we're willing to do. Well, if they've done the research, that means you don't have to. That means you can look at that price, you know, especially if you look at one or two of these one price dealerships. But if you look at a one price dealerships that's fairly reputable, you know they have done that research. They've used tools that you don't even have access to because they cost hundreds of dollars a month. Okay, they have all sorts of tools at their disposal. So why spend your valuable time searching? Look up a couple prices at one price dealerships. You've just done your research. You know what the market is for that particular vehicle. Now again, just remember, and I'm going to continue to say this because it's important, when you go to used though, there's a difference. Okay, you gotta, and especially, hey, I'm looking at one Honda over here and an Acura over here, two different animals. You're looking at two different brands especially, and a lot of people will do that. They'll bounce around from one brand to another, and they can't figure out why one dealership won't discount one car but the other one will. There's a lot that goes into play there, but when you're looking at these prices, man, why give out your information to a TrueCar, right? To get spam, to get all this. Just go to the one price dealerships listings. There's your research. They have done it for you. They're not lying about that. If you worry about dealerships lying, they're not lying about doing the research for you. So use that research to your benefit. And that's pretty much it. I think that's all I have. If you guys are looking for, I haven't necessarily found a list of one price dealerships. And listen, there are a lot out there. Like I said, you have the CarMaxes and the AutoNation that do it. Those are your big box stores, okay? Those prices are generally going to be high. And listen, in general, with these no haggle dealerships, you're going to pay a premium. I probably should have said this farther in the beginning of the video, and I do apologize if I didn't, but you're going to pay a premium for these prices most of the time. There are some dealerships, especially when you get smaller, like when you go to an AutoNation or CarMax or something, they're relying on their marketing, right? They're relying on their colors and their color schemes and their logos and their fonts and their commercials to sell you on these vehicles. Not so much the pricing, okay? But if you go to a dealership, a smaller dealership, or even a small dealer group just in your local area or in your state, those prices may very well darn be competitive, just as they're advertising. So we don't want to throw all these no haggle or one price dealerships out the door altogether. We do want to give them a chance, but again, just because it's no haggle, no whatever, and they've done the research, that doesn't mean you don't have to. Very important. Doesn't mean you don't have to. So a lot of these dealerships will have competitive pricing, but some of the bigger ones especially won't. And if they're selling the cars, they have no reason to come down, right? I mean, that's just business. Supply and demand. And if people are buying them at those prices because they want the safety and the security and the name and everything, oh, I trust CarMax. It's a big name. I know I won't really be taken to the cleaners. Well, you're going to pay a premium for that. You're going to pay a premium for all this in general, because not haggling or negotiating for pricing today, as of 2018, 2019, that is a service. And you pay for services, right? Somebody's DoorDash and Uber Eats, they're bringing us our food. You are going to pay for that. If you don't want to drive 2 minutes away to the place to get your food, you're paying for that. That's a convenience. And we pay for convenience. But that convenience could cost you a lot of money when you're buying a car. Believe me, this isn't all about you. When it's about no haggle dealerships, when it's about one price, it is not all about Mr. and Mrs. Consumer. It is still about the dealership making profit, and they wouldn't do it if they didn't think that they could either make as much money as they used to or more. They wouldn't do it. So just remember that, okay? It's a way to make money. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's a business, and then it's not to knock them in any way. But I see a lot of people, and a lot of people ask me, and I see a lot of people leaving reviews and everything that seem to think it's some new thing. Well, it's designed for us to bring us into the future, and it's the dealer, saying it's time for me to change. No, it's not. It's the dealer saying it's time for me to change to make more money. So just remember that, okay, guys? And you're going to have to do your research, but these places do allow you to do less of that. So that's one good thing. And again, less of that with the out the door pricing, yada yada yada. So if you guys have any additional questions, I know this kind of ran long, 22 minutes. I would have liked to keep it shorter, but if you guys have any additional questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Feel free to reach out to us on Autohitch.com, and remember, you can get that vehicle history report. We'll do that for you, and if you have any other questions, we'll take care of that too. So it was good talking to everybody, and I hope you have an enjoyable and beneficial car buying experience.